Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Converted Podcast, the podcast about the guild on Airy Peak Convert to...
Nope, we're doing that again.
What did you do?
I don't quite know.
You streaming on the correct site?
No, I'm doing that, but the audio isn't actually recording anything but my... Realtek digital output. Let's try this.
5.
Oh, for some reason, my voice meter's all jacked up. That was actually perfect, but still not working.
Are they hearing you say this?
Yeah, they can hear me.
Good.
Sorry, guys. I'm trying to figure this out. For some reason, my recording software is not recording correctly. It doesn't want to see my output that I want it to see. Let's try that. Say something, Sal. That's not working either.
Something grabs a hold of me tightly, flow like
All
a
right.
harpoon daily and nightly.
This is not going to work, so I'm going to have to go off. I'm going to go off of the stream recording, and we're going to hope that everything works. We're going to go with that. So, all right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Converted Podcast, the podcast about the guild on Airy Peak Convert to Raid. With you as always is Salmisis the Shaman, Belschnickel the Priest,
And Cuddles the Brewmaster.
It's about to get real.
And welcome to episode 81 of the Converted Podcast, the podcast for the Convert to Raid Guild on Airy Peak, US. Today is May 23rd, and we would like to thank you for tuning in to our special Overwatch show. I am Cuddles, and with me this evening is Sal. Hi, Sal.
Hello! In this episode, we have... Wait a minute, Overwatch is here! Totally Drunk is here to talk about it. Nate is here with the Guild Haps, and no, like, for real, Overwatch, it's here. It's right now. People are playing it right now.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah.
It's going on. The people that can get in right now, at least. I've heard, like, AAA launch, things happen. But I've heard servers are stabilizing, good things are happening, and people are playing Overwatch. So that is awesome. So, hey, everybody. What's up, chat room? How's it going? Supposed to ask...
Dresden is here, and he says he can't get in because of servers, first day and all that.
Ouch. You know what, guys? It's every single AAA launch. I don't know why. I don't understand it. It seems, standing on the outside, like it would be so easy to just, fix it.
Why don't you just fix it, Blues?
I know. Obviously, it's not quite that simple. So it's, it's one of those things. It's launch day blues. They did have, I saw a really neat thing in the emails today. 9.7 million players played in the open beta. 9.7 million. So that was really cool. And Sal, I think you have something, before we dive into more Overwatch funness, I think you have something that you wanted to talk about.
Yes, I do. Okay, listen, I got a little some I want to say. Now, Belschnickel's not here tonight, by the way. He is in California doing the Groundlings thing, which is amazing, and we really want to support him with all that. Okay, so Belschnickel and I started the show like 3 years ago, right? And we never had any thought, and we still don't, of making money. This has always been kind of like a service for Convert to Raid guild members. Guildies come on, we talk about people, we talk about raid teams, but we do kind of get asked all the time, like, how can we support the show? And then we've always been like, nah, it's a service. No, we don't really want any money. No. But, the fact is, hosting does cost money. Software costs money. Heck, equipment costs money. And we've always just kind of like paid for it out of our own pockets. So this week, the bill for the website came, the one that we use for hosting, which you can actually look at it if you want to. It's convertedpodcast.com. And it just opened up this conversation about perhaps maybe letting people or asking people to support us if you want to. This is not something we want to push. It's not something we're going to be like talking about every day. But a couple of $100 would help pay for most of the stuff for the year. Cuddles, can you tell them a little bit more about like how they can do it?
Yep, guys, for those in the live chat, there is a button right below the stream. You can scroll down and see that it's really nice and it's pretty, and I just made it. So you just click on that. It's like PayPal, all that fun stuff, just like you're used to on Twitch. For those that are listening on the download, guys, there's going to be a link in the show notes. I'm also going to drop a link here in the chat room, guys, if you don't want to scroll down and not see our beautiful pretty faces for even a moment. There is a link for you guys. But yeah, it's there. It's easy. It's the same way that you're used to donating to things on Twitch and other podcasts. It's just a button. Just click it.
And we want to be like totally 100% like transparent about what we're doing. And anything extra will go for like giveaways for the show, which is, listened to by guildies, or maybe fund some, unexpected expenses. Mostly software related stuff. But right now tonight, like we literally are looking for $120 because that's what our website costs.
Yep.
And you can go to that website that he mentioned. And you know what? If we don't get the money, then we'll just pay for it out of our pockets. Again, and that's, that'll just be it. And it's okay. But we do get asked from time to time. And I thought, maybe we put a little tip jar down there. It feels bad for me. I don't like asking for it.
And if I may, like Sal and I have been talking about this, and this has been, I don't want to say a heated discussion because it
hasn't been heated at all, no.
But it's definitely been it's been a very emotional one. I can tell that Sal is definitely like, she doesn't want to ask you guys for anything. And I'm not that I'm turning out my pockets sitting on the street corner with my like cardboard sign, but I know that there's a lot of people out there that are able to, that would love to, and really appreciate the show. And guys, we're not asking you to not pay any of your bills. Please don't do that. But if you feel led, if you have the extra change, if you don't like change, we'll take it.
Now, speaking of like
speaking
streams,
of me busking on street corners for money.
Okay, but you did busk on the street corner for money.
I did.
And we're quite successful again.
I did. We
talk about it.
So we did another 24-hour stream for StackUp.org, which is a charity that helps our military men and women both here and abroad. So it helps U.S., NATO, and ANZAC forces. So that covers a large majority of military men and women the world over. And the way that they help them is through video games. They'll send complete video game units to outfit a day room for soldiers that are deployed. For those that have not served and have not gone through a deployment, I haven't either. But from what I hear, it can, for one, be an extremely stressful situation. We all have bad days. I think we can all, sympathize with, well, I had a bad day. Well, what was your bad day? Your boss was angry at you? You forgot to file your TPS report? I'm willing to bet it wasn't that one of the people that you work with didn't make it back that day, or you almost didn't, or your son was born and you had to miss it. Guys, all of those stories are stories that I've heard from CTR guildies. I'm not even talking about the other massive amount of armed forces members out there. To be able to have video games when they're deployed, it makes them feel at home, helps relieve stress, helps relieve when you're not having these horrible, stressful moments, it's just boring sometimes. And to have something like a video game to jump in and help cure some of the stress, help you feel at home, that's great. They not only do that, they help veterans at home, both combat disabled vets through either therapy through video games, or they take some of these guys and fly them to video game events. I was able to meet a guy at PAX East who was missing an eye and an arm from an IED attack, and this guy had a bigger smile on his face than I did. Like, I thought my feet hurt. He was missing an arm and was having a better time than me. Like, it was incredible. They help vets in local communities with PTSD. We had a great time. We did another 26-hour stream. Ended up raising a total of $2,315. A large part of that came from the CTR community. So thank you so much, guys. I will not be doing any more 26-hour streams anytime soon. However, look for me to be. I will continue raising money for Stack Up. If you would like to, my link is still up. You can find that over. I'll throw it in the show notes and in the chat. But and I may be doing some more stuff with them. Really excited. Love that organization, guys. Really believe in them. They're doing some awesome stuff. They're doing it with video games.
Hey, you know what? Your stream was fun. I did jump in at the end.
You did. You did. And you helped push us over our last little goal. It was so great.
I was like, well, you know, you're almost at 2,300. Let's go. And Stack Up is in the chat right now. Now.
That's awesome. Hey, Sketch, how you doing? And that's another thing, guys. And then I'll be quiet about it because I know this isn't this Stack Up Cuddles podcast. But these guys are so supportive of the folks that are streaming for them. Guys, if you can't support financially, you can support by helping them out and just doing what they do what they call a call to arms. And I'll post some links in chat and in the show notes if anybody's interested to check these guys out. You can do your own fundraising effort either through Twitch or in person or however you want to do. If you want to donate a video game, they'll take video games. And they'll give them to a armed force member or like a family in need. It's
awesome.
It's amazing. These guys are great, and they have 100% had my back throughout the entire process. And that's like I know plenty of people are raising money for plenty of worthy causes, and there's some great causes out there. Stack Up is not the only one. It's the one that I'm amazingly passionate about. But I don't see people from other charities. Like this guy just popped into our the Converted podcast. Like, what the heck? This is awesome. This is the level of support, passion, and love that they show it to their organization and to our veterans.
Is Stack Up on Twitter?
Stack Up is on Twitter. In fact, Sketch, if you want to drop a couple links, man, I'm gonna go ahead and mod you, bro. If I can figure out how to do that.
Stackup.org, but spelled dot. At stackup, the word dot.
Met you.
Org.
Why can't I mod you? Anyway, guys, check them out. And yeah, they're an amazing organization. So can you /mod him?
I don't think I can, actually.
For some reason, I can't.
I'm not signed into the thing.
Oh, awesome. Well, we'll put links all over the place, guys. And just go and check them out. They're definitely a worthy organization, and they're doing some absolutely great things. There's my link in chat. But why don't we go ahead and dive on into our main event?
You know, let's talk about what happened a few hours ago, shall we? But let's talk about it with Totem.
Ooh, yes, let's
bring him in. Totemly Drunk has been a guildie since, forever. I mean, Totemly is someone a bunch of us have raided with.
Oh yeah, Totem has been around forever and has been super helpful, super friendly, and just great to me. And I am now pleased to welcome Totemly Drunk, host of Heroes Never Die, to the show.
How's it going, you two?
Hey, welcome. It's good to have you and your bunk beds here.
I know, right? Unfortunately, even though I have bunk beds, I do not have that much room for activities because it takes up so much space here in my room. So yeah, that's a thing.
Did you just make a Step Brothers joke?
I mean, I kind of had to because I
That
do
was
have
awesome.
bunk, so kind of goes with the territory.
That was so awesome. Not a lot of room for activities.
Yes. So, like, okay, like, what are you doing at this moment right now? Are you playing Overwatch at the same time as talking to us?
No, I took a break for like 30 minutes before we came on, so you guys have my undivided attention right now.
What? Did not
Wow.
expect that. Didn't expect that. Okay, so tell us about yourself.
All right, well, as you guys know, my name is Totemly Drunk. I am the host of Heroes Never Die, which I have Draven Dressen on. He's our co-host from the Epic Fail podcast. And for those that don't know, that kind of happened in the middle of one of the Game Case shows, because we were talking in chat about it, and then, a couple weeks later, we actually got going. As for me, though, I'm 28 from Chicago, FPS player. I played Warcraft for 10 years, not subscribed right now because of the lull period, but I've been playing FPS games since the original Doom came out in Wolfenstein 3D.
Yes.
Totally.
And
3D.
it kind of continued from there into Call of Duty and Battlefield when that first came out. But yeah, I'm super pumped for today. Obviously, we had Overwatch launch. Obviously, we had the kind of 20-minute of downtime when the game was supposed to be live, but wasn't. I don't know if someone just forgot to flip a switch or something, or they just weren't quite prepared for it. But servers are up. They've been pretty good, so I'm pretty happy right now.
Speaking of your co-host Draven Dresden, he is in the chat room, and he was just saying that he still can't get in.
I know a couple people have had issues disconnecting in the game. I haven't really heard that many people having issues logging back in, though.
Well, we'll have to get a
launch
update.
Launch day is launch day, and issues will be issues. So hopefully everything will get sorted out, and he'll get in there. So how did you first hear about Overwatch? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, obviously I was there for the BlizzCon announcement. You were there too. Just being in that room though, for the first time, I'll never forget that. It was probably the highlight of my BlizzCon experience so far, other than, meeting the community. But, obviously I followed Titan very closely, and then, we all kind of saw that go on the wayside. For those that did not see the GameSpot series, they did like a 3-part series for Overwatch, and the first part kind of revolved around what happened to Titan. We didn't really get that many details from that, but we kind of learned a few things, like Tracer actually coming straight from Titan, so.
Yeah, they said that, first of all, if you haven't seen that series, go see it. It's really interesting. But I thought that was kind of neat that there was a character like Tracer in the video game that didn't make it. And I wonder what kind of game it was. I mean, an MMO, but I don't know. I wonder if we'll ever know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, they always had rumors how it was going to be like an MMO FPS. And at the time, we kind of had quite a few games like that, because I know Firefall was just coming out around that time, which was kind of the same type of thing, and a few other titles. And if they were going to do that, I just think it was just going to be bad timing. So, it's great to see that out of something that happened so bad, turn into something that is truly great, and something that's being pretty much fully embraced by the community. So I'm just really excited to not only see the growth of Overwatch, I'm really curious to see how many units we are going to sell this first week.
Yeah.
Well,
go ahead.
Actually, speaking of first week sales, because this is something that I wanted to bring up and get your thoughts on. So Blizzard decided to release a little bit early, which is great for those that bought digital. What about all the folks whose game isn't coming tomorrow? Like, what do you have any idea what was behind that? Because I know there's been a little bit of kind of grr in the community surrounding that.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, because, like, for the open beta, they had the early start for the Western Hemisphere, and it's the same case for the launch. I don't know why they did that, because I know a lot of people were like, "Oh yeah, it's coming out May 24th," and then like a week before, "Oh wait, no, that's not right. We're launching May 23rd at 4 p.m. Pacific." But yeah, for the people that don't have the game, it's unfortunate. I know some people that ordered collector's editions off Amazon that aren't getting it until next week. I've also heard about people that pre-ordered from GameStop that's not going to get it until tomorrow.
Ooh.
So,
Well,
yeah,
tomorrow
for
makes
those
sense
people.
for me. Tomorrow makes sense because that's when the game comes out. But for the collector's edition, you gotta wait another week.
Well, I don't know if it was a consolation or not, but I did see that the collector's edition went down to $94.99 today on Amazon. And with Amazon's like price guarantee, even if you purchase a game and then the price drops lower before launch, you get the lowest price. So they'll get the lowest price, but how good does that make you feel if you don't get it until next week?
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine a lot of people would just be like, screw it, I'm going digital, just so they can start picking it up and playing right away.
Yeah, and I am a gigantic... We are an Amazon family. I can reach out and touch probably 4 Amazon boxes right now. And one came today. But guys, if you're purchasing a game and want to play it release day, stay away from Amazon. Like, just they don't ever seem to get it right.
That's the thing. Like, I got my copy today. I don't have
Did
any
you?
issue. I have my statue right next to me, actually.
Really? Can we see it?
Yes. Hold on, let me grab.
Sometimes Amazon gets there early. Oh, look.
It's gonna be kind of hard because hold on.
Hold it backwards. Yeah, like that. Wow.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I didn't want it, but now I kind of do.
What's it made out of? I mean, is it metal?
I'm really not sure. It's not metal though. It's more plastic. But I mean, the detail on it is exquisite.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah,
that's
like when
beautiful.
the UPS guy got here, I was surprised at how heavy the box was. It was like 15 pounds. I'm like, what the heck did they pack in here?
Wow.
A statue. That's what.
That's
Cool.
impressive.
Okay, so you were talking about like being at BlizzCon and when they announced it. A lot of things have changed because that was darn near 2 years ago. Well, a year and a half ago anyway, when they first announced it, and it's changed since then. Like what we know about it, But tell me your initial thoughts. Like you sitting there in the room, they announce it, and they give these characters and stuff. Like what'd you think?
Okay, well, first, obviously, the very first thing I noted was the animation quality of the reveal trailer.
Yeah.
Very Pixar-esque. A lot of people are clamoring for them to release a movie or more shorts or a TV series, something like that. And, I know just being based on a 6v6 setup, a lot of people are going to draw the parallel to Team Fortress 2 because that was the closest thing kind of to it. And I know people like to joke about, oh yeah, Overwatch is just, Team Fortress 2, but with waifus. So...
With what?
With waifus.
Waifus.
It's an anime term, for those that don't know that.
I don't know what that means.
They're basically, like, female characters that you would consider your wives in, like, a virtual world.
Oh, like waifu.
Yeah.
Waifu. Oh my gosh.
As she busts out the actual like Korean for it. Jeez.
Yeah, that's what it would be.
Jeez. Yeah. Us here in America, we call that a waifu. It's got 2 oohs at the end.
Yeah, double ooh.
Double ooh.
Right.
Even though it's only one.
Yeah. Notice me, senpai.
Okay, so here you are mentioning waifus, and that's one of the things that they mentioned at BlizzCon, but we've learned about it more since then, or the different kinds of characters. They don't all look the same. A lot of different body types, different races, mech characters, older characters, younger characters, super cute characters, like big strong women and skinny guys, all kinds of stuff. What? I don't know. Do y'all have any comments on that? On different body styles, different kinds of characters?
Well, I think for one, there hasn't really been a lot of diversity when it comes to heroes in these type of games. So they kind of wanted to have someone for everyone. So they're trying to cover all their bases. And I know in one of the movies they were talking about how they had like this school group going into Blizzard headquarters to play Overwatch, and all the girls were just drawn towards Diva because of her design and stuff. So I think they went the right way with that. They were really smart about how they're going about it. And it just seems like no matter who you are, you lean towards one character or another.
Now with that, with everyone leaning towards a character that they particularly identify with, or like, ooh, hey, this one's cute, I'm going to play this one. Is that the way that people should be playing? Should I pick a character and then stick with a character all game, every game, and I play, oh my gosh, I play Reaper, and that's all I play, and I only ever play Reaper, and I'm kind of bad at it, and nobody else can play Reaper?
Do you think Reaper is a neckbeard Florida man?
Whoa. Maybe. Who knows what's under that mask?
Well, I know it's not Cuddles. Maybe it might be Kalani. Kalani might be Reaper.
Oh, he could be.
You know, considering that
He
he
definitely
killed
could be.
everyone. Thankfully, I was on his team and not the other 6 Reaper team. So I don't have to worry about getting slaughtered on that end.
You don't want to be up against Kalani in any game.
No.
Well, not in a Reaper v Reaper match, no. That just has a bad time written all over it, as you guys know.
Okay, but like what Cuddles was saying about like mastering your character and sticking with that. Do you plan on playing kind of that style, or
Well,
you know?
you know, obviously, I try to verse as many heroes as I can. I try to master at least 2 of each type of class. You know, you do see people that only like to play a one character, and that's okay. But once you get into competitive play, that could be a hindrance to your team, really, because there are certain spots in some maps where if you're not like hitting your shots as a sniper, like for one, you're not getting value picks, and you're just going to slow down your team, especially if you are trying to escort a payload. So just sticking to one character in a game that kind of revolves around hero switching, definitely not ideal.
Now, you mentioned competitive play, and I know that that's something that Heroes Never Die focuses on, at least to some extent. Like you guys, I think more so than a lot of the other Overwatch podcasts I've listened to, you guys cover the competitive scene. That being said, what's the competitive scene looking like? Is there one? How's it shaping up? How are things going in competitive Overwatch right now?
Alright, well, they had the Overkill tournament during the end of the beta, which was basically like a King of the Beta type tournament. So, you know, going through open beta to closed beta, there were probably there were a lot of teams, but a lot of the teams were kind of like one and done. There seemed to be like a stable like 10 to 12 teams that were there on a week-to-week basis, and it kind of dwindled down over time. But, you know, with the launch happening, we're going to see a lot more teams. The competitive scene's going to blow up even more. I know the Reddit Overwatch tournament had, I think, over 50 teams sign up for that, and they had to end up doing one tournament specifically for pre-made groups, and another one that was just made of people that were wanting to, like, solo compete but didn't have a team. So they kind of just jumbled 6 people together.
And as I believe Draven has pointed out in the chat room, My Dong Goes Deep is definitely... Sal is looking at this wondering, like, why is Draven hosting these things in our chat room? He's normally mildly well behaved. If you can, Totem, can you explain to us the origins of My Dong? Could you tell the world about My Dong?
I mean,
Just
that
describe
might be
My Dong if you
borderline
could.
not safe for work material, but My
Yeah.
Dong was a competitive team that was led by Mendo Kusai and Tifik, who were 2 of the more popular competitive players on the scene. And it kind of started as a joke because he would always use the sausage link tag in game. And then it kind of developed from that. So they just made it as kind of a joke name to kind of choke up the announcers, and it just kind of took off, and everyone had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, so Sal, in explanation, that's actually the name of one of the top Overwatch teams.
But sorry, where does my dong come from?
It's just wordplay because of the sausage link.
It's
sausage is called dong?
No, there's an Overwatch team, a competitive Overwatch team
with an
currently
inappropriate
playing
name
called My Dong.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they're sponsored or anything.
Okay, so it's not really a play on words. It's just literally an inappropriate.
Yes.
Okay, so it's not clever. It's just dirty.
I would say childish. I don't know. I don't know if I would go dirty. Like I can think of dirty team names. I think My Dog is more like 5th grade schoolyard.
I'm pretty sure Mecho's only like 18 or 19, so he still has some growing up to do. So
well, where's the Ghost Deep part?
So part of the entertainment and joy of them creating a team name called My Dong is not only that their team name is My Dong, but it's that then when they play in matches, the announcers are forced to, of course, address their team. So much as someone would be like, look at, Denver's on the 5th yard line. Well, no. My Dong goes deep.
Oh my goodness gracious. Well. Okay, so you've been playing Overwatch, Totemly. What are your favorite characters to play?
Oh, man. I would say my favorite is Pharah. She's my main. She's the Rocket Queen, as people dub her.
Farah?
Pharah.
Pharah?
People pronounce it both ways. It's Pharah, not Farah.
Okay.
She even says it that way, too. But yeah, she's my main. I do play a lot of Mercy when I play support, as same with Lucio. Those are my 2 support, unless I'm defending, because Symmetra is pretty awesome. Not quite in as good of a spot as she was before since her shield nerf. But other than that, Soldier 76 is definitely up there, so is Tracer. I don't really tank a lot, so I don't really have a favorite tank hero.
So you kind of enjoy the mobility and the moving around and doing things rather than the me sit here, me have big shield. You pound on big shield, I pound back.
Well, I don't want to take one of your cues and then just charge in as Reinhardt and just get, kind of surrounded by 6 people.
Whoa. Okay. I was distracting the other team. It was your fault for not taking advantage of my masterful deception.
Well, yeah. I will say this: you weren't fooling them, so.
Damn it! I tried.
I saw a like a comic saying Bastion got play of the game. It'll never happen. Like something like making fun of it or something like that. But I played in beta. I played with a guy that played Bastion, and he 3 times in a row got play of the game on Bastion. Just sticking his shield out and killing people. I thought it was pretty cool.
I mean, it's really hard to just sit there as Bastion in a corner and just hold down left click to kill people, especially if they aren't trying to counter.
Almost as hard as banging on turrets with Torbjorn. Because everyone knows that the best plays of the game are of the little dwarf hammering on things.
Or just being dead and having the turret do all the work.
Oh,
you don't even have to be alive,
That's always great. That's always great. And now we're talking a little bit about Oversalt.
Oversalt.
The saltiest game on the internet.
Well, let's talk about your podcast. Okay, so how long has it been going?
We recorded episode 11 this morning, actually, because I wanted to kind of get it out of the way rather than doing back-to-back podcasts. But yeah, we're going really good. Our numbers at first, slow and steady, but as soon as the beta hit, our growth has been absolutely ridiculous. We've had guests from time to time. I know we've had Wicked. We've had Multizord, who is the host of the Cavalry, which is another Overwatch podcast that I've been on before. And we're always looking to bring on more people. But things are going really good. We haven't had too many issues outside of Draven's one mic snafu that one night where we didn't record any of his audio because he shared the wrong microphone that wasn't powered on. So
Oh.
yeah, that was a rough week because I had a solo cast the day after.
Ooh, I remember that. That was a fun time in Discord. Oh man. So okay, in chat room, I want you guys to chime in on this. If you had to, we let you talk a little bit about some of your favorite heroes. What was your favorite hero? And I want to hear from the chat room too. So Sal, let's go to you first. You played a little. Who is your favorite hero so far?
Oh, Farah. Definitely Farah.
Farah.
Definitely. Like jumping up and like with the guns from above, like, but you're like above them and you're kind of flying and it's fun. And I was playing some Lucio too.
Notice how I asked for one and she's still going.
Well, I would get distracted and start like skating on the walls. If you look in the chat room right now, Rise has already said, "Okay, guys, let's be real. The best Overwatch character is obviously Winston."
No.
I mean, Winston is a good cool to have like on your T-shirt character, But you don't think he's the. What do you think about Winston? Totemly.
I mean, I don't think he's good for countering snipers. You don't have to aim with him at all, which is good for some people.
Oh.
So he's pretty easy to pick up in that sense.
Ouch.
I mean, because his lightning kind of arcs. So you just have to aim in a general vicinity of wherever the person is, and it should arc right to them.
Well, in noble defense of our chat room, I will say I've watched Rise play a lot of Call of Duty, and that guy can aim. So he might just like being a big angry ape. I don't know. Tasia says Tracer was her favorite. Popping around is so much fun. Oh my gosh. And as long as you don't blink into a ravine, or not blink, recall into a ravine, you're fine. Draven is going with Reaper, and then Farah. I think I would have to say Genji actually.
Really?
After the open beta, I kind of fell in love with Genji there at the very end.
Now, is that only because you were going up against so many Bastions and had to deflect that many down that he became your favorite?
That was fun. And the fact that people don't realize what that is. I think people try to play Genji and then don't actually like he doesn't have the most power. Although those ninja stars they throw out can be deadly. I don't think he suits the playstyle that most people are wanting, and I don't think they ever even figure out what E does. And it is so satisfying to have someone like a Soldier 76 or a Bastion shooting at you and deflect their bullets back at them, and you just know they're on the other end of the mic going, "What the just happened?" Like that. There's something very satisfying about that, and the fact that he's like my other favorite character, Hanzo. He, who I can't play well. I've never been able to snipe well, but I want to. I really want to. One day I will get good. Teach me, senpai.
Well, I mean, the one good thing about Genji as opposed to Widowmaker is you can always just bounce the arrow with the scatter shot, so you don't have to worry about perfect aim every time. So.
Oh, indeed. Now let's. I have another question for you, Totem, and that would be. So we have obviously this game launched just a couple hours ago. I'm sure we have people in the chat room that are probably playing this right now and just listening to us. What would be your one tip for somebody that maybe didn't get to play open beta, that didn't get to play, in the closed beta like we were lucky enough to? What would you say to these folks that are just getting into the game? Like, maybe give us a couple tips. Like, who's a quick hero to get started with? What should they look out for? And yeah, then also what should they do the first time that their team absolutely gets walloped by 3 Bastions, 2 Torbjorns, and a Mei?
Alright, well, the first thing you should do is, since this is an FPS game, is to go into your settings You can change the mouse sensitivity. There's a lot of key bindings you can kind of switch around. There are hero-specific ones, and there's different toggles. So yeah, just kind of find your mouse sensitivity, because I know a lot of people don't like the default one, so that would definitely be the first thing to kind of do there. But other than that, I highly recommend just trying to stick to learning one hero for each type of role. And then, from experience, you will start to understand what the counters are for certain heroes. Now, sniping for the open beta was a huge issue for a lot of people, as was Bastion. And the sniping, it went both ways. There were teams that were running like 3 or 4 snipers for no apparent reason other than the fact that they like sniping, which is not ideal to have 4 snipers. And then no one would try to counter. So if you're trying to counter, go Winston or Genji, because, he can climb the walls, or just snipe back. But Winston definitely kind of the go-to to counter Widow and Hanzo, just because he can leap up into the air, get good harassment down. He could drop the shield to prevent some of the damage and just kind of chase him down. But other than that, kind of just learning the map layouts is another important thing. Knowing what attack routes there are to take, where you can flank from, what kind of platforms and rooftops you can get on top of, as Hanzo and Genji is also really important. Other than that, though, you gotta know where the health packs are, because there are going to be situations where you're kind of running around, kind of lost, and knowing where that 200 health pack is a deal breaker. It could be the difference from you living or dying.
No, have they moved any that you know of as of yet?
From open beta to launch?
Yeah.
Not that I've seen.
Okay. That was just a question for me for when I play. Because we've been being able to play for a little while. I think we've gotten a good idea of the maps, where stuff is. But I still don't think that... I know a lot of people were worried about the advantage that closed and open beta players would have over those that just got in when it came live. And although there's definitely that with mixed teams, do you think there's going to be that much of an advantage in pugs after, say, the first week?
Well, it's definitely going to kind of even out over time. But a lot of the people that were in closed beta already are playing with people that they've been playing with, so you won't be seeing them as much, because they are queuing with a group of 6. Or sometimes, less, depending on who's online. But in terms of like solo queuing, it's not going to be that much of an issue for quick play, just because you're getting paired with people that are around your same level. But obviously the first week is always going to be rough, because everyone is kind of starting out at level 1, and then over time, you'll start to kind of differentiate the different players, especially when competitive play launches, which by the way they kind of announced was coming. I think the end of June was the first season.
Nice.
And they also said that seasons are not going to be 1 month. They're going to be 3 months long, so.
Like
Right on.
Diablo.
Yeah, like the 1 month, I did not want 1 month at all, so 3 months, definitely the right time period. I'm curious to see what they implement for the actual structure for competitive play, because the last competitive play mode they had, not a fan of.
You weren't alone with that. They totally took it out, and the game hasn't launched with it. They're definitely like redoing that completely.
I think that's beautiful and speaks a lot to Blizzard's commitment to this game. Like, they gave us a competitive play mode because everybody was screaming for it. It sucked, so they took it away, and they're going to tweak it. And they had even said, I think early on, that they were willing to launch this game without competitive play, which I think is a pretty bold and pretty cool move.
Yeah,
No,
well, at least we're not having to wait as long as Heroes of the Storm did for their first season.
Goodness gracious.
Oh man, that was a rough stretch.
No, Totem, I hear you're going to have a tournament coming up. Is that true?
Yes, I am. It is going to be on June 25th at 7 p.m. Pacific time. And we're going to do check-ins at 6:30 Pacific. But basically, it's a 6v6 tournament being held on the PC version of Overwatch, obviously, because we're all PC gamers for the most part. So you can register your team at the challenge page, which is challenge.com/CTR Overwatch. I got all the rule sets there. I'm still kind of tweaking them based on how many people we have signed up, because obviously the more teams we have, the more maps I need to add into the rotation. I opted not to do a map draft like they do in competitive play right now, just because, one, a lot of people aren't used to drafting at all, and I don't want to kind of overload them with all this information and just kind of stall things that much more going into each match.
Yeah. There's no reason to overcomplicate it and take too much time doing that. And I would like to mention that don't fear the Reaper. We're going to win. So,
yeah, I know there's been a lot of some trash talking going on Twitter.
Yeah, there's been a little bit. So, Totem, you got any shout outs for us this week, my friend?
I have too many. I will start with Draven Dressen, my co-host, for kind of sticking around and not having any audio issues for a while. Hopefully it stays that way. I also want to shout out Chromie, or Wicked, because we've been playing a lot of Overwatch, especially in the closed beta. I also want to give a shout out to Frosty Fox. He is the host of the Overcast, and I just want to shout out everyone that's already signed up for the tournament. I can't wait to not only shoutcast the match, but give out some prizes and see what type of turnout we have, so we can keep holding these on a monthly basis.
Right on. And since you mentioned Frosty and Overcast and Wicked, Wicked has a new Overwatch podcast coming out called Overplayed. Guys, we have some amazing content creators in this community. Totem and Draven being one of them. There's go and if you're into Overwatch, go find all these things. We have all these amazing guildies doing these things, but definitely check out Heroes Never Die. Where can we find you in that online?
Okay, so on Twitter, you can find me at TotemlyDrunkCTR. You can follow Heroes Never Die at HND Overwatch. You can find Draven at Draven Dresden, pretty much everywhere. Twitch, Twitter, all that. Same with my Twitch. I am going to be streaming a lot more, obviously, because, we finally have a launch now, so I'll probably get back into that later on tonight. And, obviously, we have a Libsyn page that I can link in the show notes if you want to follow us. But that's at hndoverwatch.libsyn.com, and you can find our RSS feed through there, or on iTunes and Google Play, and Stitcher, all the usual places.
Right on. Well, thank you so much, my friend. You have a wonderful evening. It's always good to see you. I'm sure I'll come and be playing some Overwatch with you here before too long.
All right, yeah, sounds good.
And then you'll get angry and kick me off the team, and then I'll go play with other
plebes. I wouldn't kick you. I might troll you for a while and give you a hard time. I wouldn't actually kick you.
Oh, nice.
I'll kick you.
Well, thank you so much. And now that I have the power to do this, I'm going to kick you.
Oh, well, fine.
From the show. Have a great night, sir.
All right. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Thank you. All right. So it looks like I know that we don't have a Tour Arts tonight.
We also don't have a Nate.
We have no one, guys.
That's fine. We're running a little bit late anyway. We're talking Totem so long. Today is Nate's birthday.
Happy birthday, Nate.
Yeah.
You beautiful bald-headed boy.
Bearded.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Okay.
Beautiful.
So let's just hop right into those announcements.
All right. We have announcements. So, guys, the Well Played Party meetup is coming up June 11th. Tickets are sold out, as far as I know. As of the last email that I got, they were waiting on confirmations. But guys, get up there. You can still get a ticket and go like see the movie in an adjacent theater. You can come hang out with us. Tickets may pop up. Who knows? Go to wellplayedparty.com. That's wellplayedparty.com. That is Saturday, June 11th, 2019. 16 in Minneapolis, Minnesota, put on by the Well Played Party Planning Committee and Signals Media. So go ahead and check that out. And guys, don't forget, you can join our Discord over at bit.ly/converted discord, or you can join the Discord for the Convert to Raid podcast and the guild at discord.converttoraid.com. It's so weird mentioning, like, so we're converted, and I'm looking at a logo that says Convert to Raid, and then I'm mentioning another podcast that almost has our same name, and we're in the same guild, and it's the same people, and I'm sorry, guys, that's all this little panda can handle. Sal, you got any announcements?
Overwatch and Nate share the same birthday.
Oh, so cute.
Okay, so
I wonder if Nate was an early release too.
Our friends at Con Before the Storm are hoping to get their awesome party funded. Do check them out. They have their Kickstarter. Check it out, conbeforethestorm.com. There will be a Well Played Party Kickstarter very, very soon. We'll be announcing it. Not next week, but pretty soon. Let's see. Oh, we got an email. Okay, so there is a Silicon Valley meetup, and Dairies will be there on June 10th.
Dairies.
Okay. If people are interested, there's a Facebook group, Convert to Raid Silicon Valley. Okay, check that out. So basically, if you're in the area, they're going to be watching the movie, right? They're going to meet at Margarita's Mexican restaurant in Ridgewood City, California. And then they're going to have some drinks and then see the movie on June 10th. So there you go. Yeah. Let's head into the next section.
So that brings us to time for Shout Room Chat Outs. Guys, get your chat outs in. Sal, do we have any regular shout outs from the other places that aren't the chat room?
Do you know that I didn't know really about our Discord shout out room that you made? And
it's right there. It says shout out.
Well,
it's there.
There's a lot of Discord rooms.
I didn't hide it. It says
you
shout out.
didn't tell me about it either.
It's our Discord.
I missed.
I assume that you look at it. Why don't you look at our Discord?
Because you never told me.
What are you never in there? What are you doing, Sal? Don't you care?
I'm always in the Discord.
Don't you care about our listeners?
I didn't notice that you invented a new room.
I do things sometimes.
It's not a bad idea.
I probably should have told people about that.
It's actually a great idea. Really good idea. I endorse your idea. I just didn't know about it, so I missed a bunch. There was one from Thule and several from Dead Greed. Dead Greed's always shouting at himself. And I'm sure, oh gosh, well, anyway, it doesn't matter because there aren't any in there for this week. Nor were there any on Twitter. I think people are starting to travel. A lot of people graduated. Mew says Summer doesn't care about Discord users. That's not that okay. I'm often in Discord if you want to hang out. Most nights I'm hanging out in our Discord server. But did we get any shout outs from the chat room tonight?
Well, you know what? Mew was busy over there, and we're all kind of making jokes about early releases and Nate. So I do have a shout out from Tasia. Shout out to T, and for her getting well soon.
Oh yeah.
And I can we just add that's from the entire guild. T, feel better. Big hugs. Big hugs.
This is the Sal and Cuddles hour. No, there was definitely a Totemly drunk here tonight.
And it wasn't me this time.
I think all of us are totally sober tonight.
I know,
is that
right?
the problem? Yeah.
That might be it.
I am quite thirsty.
I might
put my name on it.
I was debating if I had time to get to the store before I stream.
Okay, well, do you have a shout out?
Totem has a shout out to Striketh for the games earlier. Striketh is he's the guy that plays Dreadnought that I discovered. These guys were in early alpha of this space game They're part of a crew called the NSA, and they wreck everyone in the game. Like, they're like top tier of this game that just came into beta. And now they're over in Overwatch. I am very, very curious to see like how they do in Overwatch, because they're like a 5-man competitive team, and it should be interesting. And Draven says, shout out to Sal for caring about Discord.
No, I right. Okay, so I want to
I do have a shout out.
Oh, okay.
Big shout out to absolutely everyone that came out and supported again my stackup.org my stackup.org charity stream. Be looking for some cool things coming out from them, and hopefully from me with them. Outside of that, guys, huge shout out to everyone that is overwatching right now. The world needs more heroes. Answer the call.
So I wasn't giggling at.
No, you were. That's okay. Just be totally disrespectful to me and my charitable causes. That's what I've come to expect.
You know, Tasia, the best part of our show is always the chat room.
It is. We're nothing without those people.
If I like bust out laughing in the middle of something, it's probably because someone said something funny. This time it was Tasia. I want to shout out to Breja from Shattered Soulstone. That's a podcast about Diablo, and I've listened to it several times. And the other day, Dead Greed brought him in to our Discord, and we're playing D3 together, right? And then I was just listening today, just right before the show. I was like on the subway and stuff, and he was telling a story about us and talked about our podcast. So I thought that was really cool. So I want to shout out to Breja. Thanks for talking about us on your D3 podcast. And he mentioned the guild and everything. Nice. So that was pretty neat. Yeah. And I think that rounds out our show, honey.
All right. Oh, Mew won't tweet that you don't like Discord. That's so not fun. All right, so guys, if you are listening to the show on iTunes or Stitcher, take a few moments and give us a thumbs up or write us a review and tell us how we're doing. We will even give you a shout out. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the thumbs up, leave us a comment, and subscribe. If you'd like to join us live, look us up on twitch.tv/convertedpodcast. Sal, tell them how they can get on this show.
Any guildie is welcome to join in on the fun. Just email us at convertedpodcast@gmail.com. That's convertedpodcast@gmail.com, and we will hook it up. Join us for our next show. Our next show is on June 6th with Tinker Bella. They got to say the Bella at the end because he's from Texas, right? Tinker Bella is going to be here, and
Tink's going to be here.
You know, he's like Belschnickel's best friend. So, like, what's going on? And Belschnickel's not going to be here because he's, doing all the work right now in LA.
I need to lose like 60 pounds right now. Tink's gonna be
he is
here.
a beautiful, beautiful man.
Oh my God, he is gorgeous.
Yes, and he told me he wanted to come and troll another beautiful, beautiful man. He's got some vengeance he wants to bring forth against our Dr. Pope.
Ooh.
So I think the gauntlet has been thrown.
Right on.
And Tink will be bringing it.
Bring the pain, Tinky.
So watch out.
Right on. I'll definitely be drinking for that. Guys, that is
So will Tink.
It's okay. We'll all have fun. All right, guys. That's going to do it for tonight. Sal, say bye.
Bye. You can follow us on Twitter @converted_CTR.
And be sure to follow us on our YouTube channel, Converted Podcast.
Also, follow us on our Twitch channel, Converted Podcast, and join us live every other Monday at 7 p.m. server.
You can follow me @Summer_Sal
Cuddles at Mullet863.
and Belschnickel @BelschnickelCTR.
This podcast is a part of the Signals Media All-Star Network. For more information on this and other fine shows, go to signalsmedia.com. It's okay to stick our stuff in your ears. Really?
Hi, this is Dave, aka Seraphis.
And this is Heather, also known as Zia.
You may have listened to us on the Sunring, but we are here to talk to you about something we have been doing for the past 3 years, and with the help of the community for our 4th year.
Last year, we raised over $19,000 on Kickstarter to help create the largest By Fans for Fans event. And this year, we want to take all of that awesome feedback and make our 4th year the best year ever. But we can't do it without the support of the community.
And we have some pretty awesome things to reward you with for backing us, like Murloc pins drawn by John Jagger from Azeroth Roundtable. Bajira is going to assist you with getting healthy. Whammo is stepping in to add some visual swag to your social media account. And we even reserved 5 of Noxie's badges just for you.
Head over to Kickstarter and search for Con Before the Storm 2016, or head to our website at conbeforestorm.com. Thanks, and see you all at BlizzCon 2016.